Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new to this channel, my name's Lynn. I'm an overseas student that came to the UK 10 years ago from Vietnam. I have given a gift to come over here to study, to expand a new horizon. Since then, it's helped me change my life for the better, of course, and I hope that I could use myself as an example, sharing the knowledge that I've gathered so that it changed your life too. It make a good contribution to your life just as much as it had changed mine. So in this video, I would like to share with you a new concept that I want to practice in 2022. The concept that I would like to discuss today is minimalism. So we knew about it a few years ago, Tristan and I, when we watched a documentary on Netflix about minimalism, but we actually didn't implement it as much. But now I think that it's bring a lot of benefits into our life, and so I thought, why don't I just share it out? So if you are looking into something to try out in 2022, since the new year, the new beginning, let's start something new and hopefully it will add extra value into your life. I'm giving myself a gap year. In this year, I would like to expand a different horizon. So in the past, it was just anything pharmacy related. But in this gap year, I would like to learn a different concept of life. How do you live a meaningful life? I'm trying to pursue a financial freedom life, and I think the financial freedom is go hand in hand with minimalism. And minimalism is when you actually focus in your life, deciding what is beneficial, what is necessary, and what is just adding extra clutter, having a good pay slip, and the lifestyle inflation creeps in and you end up spend more money than you earn, max out on credit card, buying extra stuff just to be there, sit there, and not having the time to enjoy it or experience it, or just buying it with not knowing that it doesn't add any extra value into our life. As we go through this minimalism life, as we practicing this minimalism lifestyle, it will help us eliminating all that clutter and stop us from spending the money, our hard-earned money, on the thing that not really needed into our life. So what is minimalism? I reflecting on it, I was used to be really bad. When I get paid, I would spend all my money on online shopping, buying new outfits whenever I want out. Because why? Because I share all of them on social media and I don't want to wear the same outfit again. And it's like, oh my god, I can't appear on the same pictures on my social media. And now I'm looking at my wardrobe and I'm like, and I feel bad. And I guess everyone make mistakes throughout the life. And yeah, I don't want to make through that. I collect stuff and not knowing that it doesn't really need it. It's wasted so much money for it. We bought our house 2 years ago, and when we decided to decorate it, we was asking, how do you get inspiration and where do we start? And again, we go on Pinterest, we go on Instagram, and we're browsing through the show home, and we want to decorate our house just like a show home. So that means it comes with all the furnitures, all the fancy things in the house. I think I even asked Tristan if I can buy a sofa, a brand new sofa that costs £4,000. And yes, and there's no way we can actually afford that. So what do? We would have to buy it on 0% finance and pay it for over 4 years. And luckily it wasn't available otherwise, and luckily Tristan was stronger than me and he didn't let me go through that. Otherwise we would be still in debt and paying for the sofa, not knowing that it actually not really needed. We had a sofa, now we bought it for like a quarter of the amount of money that we had to pay for. It looks perfectly fine, it looks really good, and it does the purpose of it. So there's no reason why you need the expensive stuff. Where do you get inspiration? You go on Instagram and then you're browsing people, and the way they are designed, the algorithm they design it, they track all the data, all the picture that you are looking through, and they know that you're looking for a sofa, they know that you're looking for furniture. So what do? They would give you all the adverts that the furniture company that are paying Instagram and Facebook to introduce all these fancy sofa for you, so that you think, oh yes, you need to buy it, but actually you don't really need those expensive sofas. So why do we spend so much the money of that we have? Because we're living in a consumerism world. The government or the big company, they have paid so much money on the marketing things so that to promote people to spend more money. And don't get me wrong, on the other hand, we do need to spend more money, because if you spend more, the company can use the money to make profit, to invest in their research and design, to create better product for you the next year, or creating more job for people, and the government can create more tax. And that's why when we go into lockdown, the government have to print more money money to give to people to promote spending and to promote the economy machine to run more smoothly. But again, the too much is not a good thing. As if you can spend, as long as you spend within your mean, but chances are we are not. There is no way all of us have a budget and to just spend what we meant, because why would we not go further? Because we have credit card, we have 0% finance, we have buy now pay later scheme that you can just generate credit, generate debt within 5 minutes. You can do that application online. It's not like you have to go somewhere to beg them to give you extra money to spend. You can just do it at home on your smartphone, apply for credit, and then later on, and you're working, you have to pay for it in the future. Fair enough. And your future self will thank you if you don't spend that money. Again, you end up like trading your time to make more money later on, so that you can pay off debt, because you have to go to work because you've got bill to pay. And fair enough, like if you are liking what you do, it's a different story. But I've learned when I did a research about this statistic recorded by the UK government, only 17% of worker loves what they do, and only 45% of worker like what they do. So half of the population, they aren't doing it because you had bill to pay. You're not doing it because you're passionate about the job that you do. People just doing it because not because they love it, they just do it because they have to. And that's different concept, because I think we are a different mind frame if you can do the job that you love, because you feel more enthusiastic, you feel like you need to contribute more, you feel like you're creating value into the world and you're making it a better place. And then we end up just less suffering. Even when we're off sick, when we're unwell, we cannot afford to take time off sick because you don't go to work, you won't get paid. And then where does that money gonna come from when you have £10,000 of debt? And the other statistic that I found is the average, based on a statistic in August 2021, the average credit card debt per household is over £2,000, or is over £1,000 per adult. Like the other trick that credit card company are doing to us is, so the longer you have the credit card, the more spending limits you can have. They let us pay minimum payment, and the little that we know, that's minimum payment. It comes with interest rate, and the interest rate is about I think mine was 29.9% interest rate. And yeah, I was talking about investing at the other video, but if you are investing, the average return that you can have is about 7 to 10%, while you're paying 30% of credit card debt. So you're just doing the calculation. Why do you max out your credit card and you investing? It doesn't make sense. And because they let us do that, they let us pay minimal amount, and then you keep spending because you know that you only need to pay a little bit. As long as you can meet minimal payment, you can keep using your credit card, and it's created a snowball effect because you end up spending more money because you know that you can, and you're just digging yourself a bigger hole as you go along. I think when I'm reflecting on that, I'm just looking at, we went to the cinema recently and we watched The Matrix. And when I'm observing this concept, I'm reminding myself, it's as if like we are all living in the Matrix and we are sleeping in a machine, and like the machine in controlling us. The machine are like big company and government, and they give us the analogy that the purpose that we all have to do our best at school, go to university, get a good job, be a good citizen, contribute to society, and like spending more money and get a job, getting family, have children, raise your children, go to work, and you're doing that for the rest of your life, and whatever you make you can spend, and that is the norm, and that's what we have to do. We have to fit into that norm, and no one really tell us why. Sometimes we just end up just doing it and not thinking whether it's right for it. Does it make you feel happy, or do you just end up doing it because everyone else around you are posting picture of their new car, picture of their new phone, picture of their new gadget that they have, or going on like luxurious holiday and you have to go to because you don't want to miss out. So like I feel like we are living in that matrix, and only like a small amount of people can wake up and know actually this regime doesn't work for you, and you are free to pursue a different way of living, and you don't have to live paycheck to paycheck. You don't have to run into that rat race, commuting to work in the morning and like getting frustrated because the traffic is horrendous. So you have the option to buy implementing a minimalism. Only have what you need and don't buy any extra. So that was first part of my video about the reason. Now let's focusing on the why. Why should we practice minimalism? Benefit number one of practicing minimalism is you can preserve your precious energy in the morning. So looking at using myself as an example, I used to love buying shirt for work. I used to love buying new clothes so that I have like collection. I must have had the same style of shirt, but I have about 20 different shirts in the same style, just different color, just because I can. Yeah, I know that's so silly. And then in the morning, I have to look at my wardrobe and decide what color of shirt should I wear today. And I'm thinking again, now knowing some from after reading through the deep work book, and I know that we have such a limited amount of willpower and a limited amount of energy, and because I've already wasted my decision, my energy in deciding what color of shirt should I wear, it's like, how can I save the energy to create something more meaningful instead of just wearing what shirt? So get rid of that. Instead of 20, just have 5 different color for 5 days of 5-day working, and stick with that. And I don't need any more. My aim is just to stay on the same size so I don't have to buy anything else further. And buying more stuff. Do you really need all of that? Do I really need 20 shirts, or I just need 5 shirts? And get rid of that 15 shirts because they just stay there collecting dust and doesn't add any value into my life. Or I can give it to somebody else, or give it to charity for people who I can't afford to buy it. Give it to other people who needed it instead of them sitting there in my wardrobe cluttered, and then I have to make decision in the morning. The other different interesting concept when I was researching about minimalism is the fact that we love going on holiday to get away from our house, and because the first reason is because we get to see like a beautiful like view, and we go to explore different culture. The other thing is when you go to the hotels is always really clean and tidy. I like running away from our house because our house full of clutter, and because we are working 45 hours a week and commuting on top of that, by the time we get home we are exhausted, and we can't afford to pay for cleaner to keep our house nice and tidy, and we can only like other thing in life just get in the way, and cleaning was never in the to-do list and must do at the weekend, because there's so much. We only have our precious weekend to live, and we end up just don't have time to tidy up our stuff. While you go on holiday you can escape away from your home, but that is wrong. You need your house. You need to invest the energy into your house, and if you have less stuff in the house it will take you less time to tidy up. And like, I'm not bragging that we have a tidy house. We don't have much in our house, so it doesn't take us a lot of time to tidy up. So that's why it reinforces do the tidy up more often, because it doesn't take a lot of time to tidy up, and because if we give it making it as a habit, it doesn't feel like a chore anymore, and the house is always in a nice and tidy condition, and it's helped us think better. It helped us work better at home, that I don't have to go to the library to do my work. The other benefit that I think from my experience is that because I buy more, I end up having more stuff but not good quality. They tend to be like, they're really economical, they're cheap, but they don't last very long, or they go out of trend because you end up buying trendy stuff. It's no longer on trend and you'd end up having to buy more. Since then, because I'm practicing minimalism lifestyle, I have to think twice before I decided to buy anything. And because I buy less, chances are I can save more money and I can buy a good quality brand and they will last longer. And again, it's saving the environment because you end up exploring the environment less because it's made by a good material and they would last longer. Instead of having to buy shirt every single year, I can keep the same shirts for many years. Or you can even have the clothes that tailor-made for you that fit you perfectly. And again, because I'm quite small, it's very hard for me to find the right size, so I just stick. Now I know that there's certain brand like Zara would just fit me really well. I would just buying my clothes from Zara, trying other places, because I know I don't buy a lot, but when I buy I can afford to treat myself to a good product and I have to think twice before I want to buy anything. Third benefit about practicing minimalism is that I have to have a wish list on my phone. So before I used to just buy whatever I want because my card is saved on my phone. Now I remove that function from my phone. It takes me time to actually enter the card and in that wish list I would write down what I want to buy, and at that moment in time when I have that urge to buy it. But I now will save that list and look it up, and like if in a week's time or in a month's time, if I still think about the need to buy that product, then I will buy it because I think that it will be beneficial to me. But if I don't think about it at all in a month or so, then chances are it will just one moment of weakness, and I'm glad that I didn't buy it there and then, because I end up just gathering more stuff in the house. Or like I know that I'm only just shop at one website on it, then I will just save, I only just buy it at that brand when they go on sale. I know what size of clothes from that brand will fit me perfectly. I end up buying less. I probably would buy the majority of my clothes once a year when it's spending less amount of money and have good quality of clothes as well. So that's the other good thing about it. And again, a recent example is when Tristan was like saying that we need to buy a Fire Stick for our TV. Every time we watch TV, you think, oh yes, it will be beneficial for us to have that Fire Stick because it will be good quality. But we wrote that on our wish list and we never buy it because we hardly watch TV. If we could just go back to our old self, we could just go on Amazon and purchase a Fire Stick there and then. But now, because we are encouraging each other to practice minimalism lifestyle, we have to justify with each other, is that a good purchase, or we just impulse buying and getting into more debt for that. As I say, I've only just started doing that for a year, but as I can see that it's already creating a much more value into my life. I have more freedom back. As I spend less, I will have more time. I will not have to work as many hours. I have more time to pursue my freedom, to do the different project like this channel that adding extra value into my life, instead of just go to work every single day and end up getting poorly and end up not knowing, or just do what everyone needed to do, like doing it for the sake of it, and not knowing that there are other interesting and there are fun stuff out there that I can actually enjoy because I can. So I hope you find it useful, and that was the reason why I think we all need to rethink about minimalism and trying to practice it, because I know it will adding extra value into your life. And it's like the song, like I got bill, I got to pay, so go and work every day. So if you had the weekend off, pack your stuff. If you are thinking if these stuff are adding extra value into your life, if you want to as freedom to go and live anywhere, in focusing 2022 should be a year when you work hard, you save your money, and you go and expand yourself, explore new habits, get more experience into things, instead of just spending money on buying stuff that doesn't give you the happiness. Save that money to buy you the freedom, because freedom is the one thing that is more valuable thing that we should pursue. Have a think about it, reflect, and hopefully you would try and even just implement it for 3 to 4 months and see whether you are happier like I am after having it, be able to step off that treadmill of consumerism, having more free time for myself. And again, like going back to the book that I've recently read, The Psychology of Money, people measuring the success based on how much money you have, but it's not the money that you need, it's the freedom to expand a new horizon, the flexibility and the freedom to be able to do that is what we should all pursue. And that's all for me. Thank you for listening. I hope you find these videos useful. If you like it, why not give me a thumbs up, like and subscribe to my channel. Or if you have practicing minimalisms and you've got other hints and tips that you think would be beneficial to me, please let me know in the comment below. Thank you, and I look forward to see you again soon. Bye bye.